Michael Koloth, Ravens TV, and I'm here with...
I'm Everett Drew.
And this episode, first one of 2023, is focused on the Eastside art programs. We recently had a coffee house here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we both filmed it together, and there's some great acts.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch. There was some really fantastic singing and some great dances.
The improv team did a great job. We were hilarious. So let's get on to that.
Hello everyone, as always I'm Addison Prest, and today we have a somewhat special guest with me. You've probably seen him before if you are a regular watcher of this show, but we got Nicholas Rittenhouse over here. He wants to say hi to us there. And so Nick, today we have been tasked with talking about the coffee house that Eastside just had, which had a lot of members of the community come in and just really watch all the great arts performances and artists that Eastside has to offer. And so we are obviously the MCs for that, and I personally think it's really well. Just to start off, what were your thoughts on the night as a whole?
I think everybody was a little bit nervous before it started, jitters. A lot of people had never performed in front of a crowd before, especially the newer members of the improv team and such. And I think we were a little bit nervous because we didn't really prepare as much as we should have prior. Yeah. But I think as soon as it actually started and everybody realize that mistakes don't really matter as much and this, that, and the other, and, everybody started actually having fun. It went really well, and I think, as a whole, we raised a lot of money.
Yes, we definitely did that.
For the Arts Council.
For the Arts Council, the Arts Program, and all of that. It was really a great night. We had a pottery sale going on that actually sold a lot of stuff. I think they sold half of their stock just at that one night.
Yeah, and then because Miss Lindenberg also sold some stuff that she made personally, yes. And of course, Danini generously donated that basket for the raffle, which pulled quite a lot of business.
Yeah, the raffle went quite well. There were some very excited people when that happened. The guy that won the Danini chocolate there. But the audience was really great too. We'll talk about the specific performances a little bit later, but I was just surprised at how many people showed up because I remember the last coffee house we had, because it was the first one we've had since COVID. There wasn't there were still a lot of people, but it felt more like it was really just direct family of those people who were performing.
Yeah,
right? And that was nice. It's just it seemed like there was a little bit of not caring so much. Because I emceed that as well, which, by the way, I was told literally that night that I was emceeing, whereas this I had much more time to prepare. And it just felt a lot different, there wasn't as much excitement in the air. The acts were still great. Everyone still had a really good time. But I think this time there was a lot more energy there. Everyone was a lot more excited to see it happen. And, we had a few mishaps, because we were playing some backing tracks off YouTube. There was some ads that played and stopped people
Mr.
from
Reed.
doing their things. Sadly, Mr. Reed couldn't get himself around that. But, it all worked out in the end, and people were really lighthearted about it, and no one really complained or anything. And it was another one of those funny things that happened,
Yeah. I think the fact that it was a lighthearted audience.
Yes.
And it was a crowd that wasn't just immediate family. There were a lot of students there, which I appreciated, and some students that I didn't recognize that might have been from other schools, friends supporting other friends.
Yeah.
And definitely made the vibe less serious than having a bunch of middle-aged, just adults in the room, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that. That's the audience that we were expected to be performing in front of. But having a mixed age group definitely made it feel a lot less serious, and I think it helped calm.
Yeah, and also I think a lot of teachers from Eastside showed up this time, which didn't necessarily happen as much last time. There was a few teachers, but there was a lot
Mr. Federley
more.
was there this time.
Well, that's the thing. Mr. Federley was there this time. I think last time there was a reason why he couldn't make it, which, he's a busy man. He has his own life. But I think it was great to see him there. I really saw him, enjoying it. Your parents were there.
My parents were there. You didn't invite your parents.
No, I told them they did not need to come. I didn't want them to see me. And yeah, we had a few performers that pulled out in the end.
Yeah,
I think
that
we had
was a
two.
Surprising amount.
Yeah, well, because we had the one person who we knew about that was pulling out that shortened it a little bit, and then there was one person that didn't show up, unfortunately. But it all worked out well because the improv team just performed twice,
And then
which
Dorian pulled
and
through
then
and
Dorian
performed a second
pulled
song.
just another song right out of his rear. Like, I forgot that I can't swear.
He pulled that one out of thin air.
He
was ready.
He knew the song. His second song was "First Date" by Blink-182, and honestly, I think it was a lot of people's favorite of the night, which is really surprising out of a last-minute thing. Just really. Just
I think
go
it's
for
because
it.
the first one. The issue was that it was the very first performance, and Mr. Reed was still trying to figure out how to do something that involved a guitar. And him singing on top of a loud vocal track that's projected outward speakers, not towards the stage.
Yeah.
So I think he was trying to figure out volume, but he figured out how to mix it better when Dorian performed the second time, so you could actually hear him singing.
Yeah, I also think throughout the night, people's energy and their excitement towards all this really went up. Obviously the first performance, you're always kind of yeah, I'm excited to be here. And even though it was awesome, it was just once you get all these other great performances in there, you're really wow, this is really a great night. And so towards the end, it's like the end of a concert, you're by the end you're just holy crap, this is amazing. Right? Yeah. We had a lot of great performances.
Yeah. There was a lot of music.
Yes.
But we had some other things that I'm glad that there was at least one dance performance coming from myself, who was a dancer.
Yeah.
At least one. There was.
Actually, was there?
There
three?
Was two.
Yeah. Okay. There was just
because there was supposed to be, I think.
Because Jazzy did hers, and then Jazzy and Haz did theirs.
Yeah. So it was at least there were two dance performances, which is nice. As a dancer, I like to see that side of the arts be included. And then we had a lot of vocal, which is normal, and some more instrumental stuff this year. And
yes, we did. Yeah, we had a few piano acts. We had one flute act, which was really good there. And then, like I said, the improv team, which I think the audience thoroughly enjoyed the improv team. I'm not going to toot our horn too much because we are on the improv team.
But I think it says enough. And I think the improv team, the goal for us when we're out there performing is A, to lighten the mood, B, to make people laugh, and C, to just bring back interest, right?
And because I think we did that, especially towards the end of the first act. There, people were maybe being a bit tired. And even during the intermission, it seemed like people were mingling, having a good time. They were looking at the art that we had set up on the walls. They were buying some stuff.
Pottery.
They were putting more tickets in the raffle. And then obviously there was some treats and stuff out that they could get.
Complimentary with your $10 entrance fee.
Yeah, with your $10 entrance fee.
But I think it says a lot that both of us are not only on the improv team, both of us emceed the coffee house, and both of us are on the arts council.
Yes.
So we were involved at every step of this as performers.
Yeah, and I think that helped.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw how this thing was built from the ground up. We were there when they picked the theme. We set the entrance fee, which I don't remember setting it at $10 per person.
You missed that one meeting
there.
But,
we picked the theme. We figured out how to decorate. We did all this, and we built it from the ground up. So this felt like a little child of ours, an arts council that we built, and then for us to be able to be up there and represent them, speaking for the arts council and speaking out when I think I spoke out as to what the coffee house was.
You were able to actually recognize what it was.
It was a little bit of a proud moment for me, I guess, as I feel I can actually show
that's the thing,
what we work for.
With the Arts Council today, we were really involved, and the whole Arts Council really got into it. Everyone that was on the Arts Council showed up for that night and
they
helped
did
set up
and
helped do all of these things, and they helped take the stuff down at the end of the night. And I think it was just a lot of really great participation that made something like this possible.
I also think we really made that set well. I was proud of the set we created.
Yes,
the decorations, the tinsel on the mic stands, the couches, the chairs, the fireplace that we actually got some use out of.
Yeah, and then the string lights across the top, right? And it all added to that, that cozy cabin aesthetic that we were trying to go for.
Warm lights and everything. It felt good, and I didn't go to the last coffee house.
The last coffee house didn't have a theme. It just was just, okay, we're going to do a coffee house type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get something going, right?
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to have more coffee houses in the future.
I think we want to do one in the spring.
I think that's what the
goal.
Plan probably
It's hard to do one twice in the winter because your only other real theme is, because we did cozy instead of doing a holiday theme.
Yeah.
And then we did, it ended up being a lot of holiday stuff anyway, which is 100% understandable and it's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's
the only other winter theme people really go for is Valentine's Day, and I don't think we really need to do Love is in the Air.
I mean, we could. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't fully know what Lindenberg is planning. I know that we're definitely going to have at least one more coffee house before the end of the year. hope. Well, I mean, we hope. We can't say anything for sure.
No, but
it
would be expected.
Yeah, if you weren't able to make it to the last coffee house, I think it's definitely something that you should check the Eastside Twitter for, because they'll probably be posted about on there.
What's the handle for the Eastside Twitter?
Eastside_Ravens, or it might even pop up on Eastside_RTV if Doyle ends up posting about it. So yeah, if you're interested in coming to see a coffee house, just keep your eyes peeled on Twitter for that. We'll post about it. It's probably also going to be on the Eastside Secondary Instagram account, which I think is just Eastside Secondary.
Yeah, right? It will probably be on. I don't really follow Twitter, but Facebook, Eastside does post.
Right.
Instagram, Eastside is very active on Instagram, so you might end up having your feed flooded, but you will get all the information. And like you said, Twitter. You would see things, and like even at Eastside_RTV, where you can see all the stuff that we produce, like here in this studio.
Yeah, there's this stuff here too. And also I would like to mention that arts are really making a comeback here at Eastside. You know, the improv team has been back up and running these past 2 years after missing 1 year when COVID started. But also we have, obviously these coffee houses. We're having an assembly tomorrow, a Christmas assembly, where there's going to be a bunch of art stuff. Yes, we're once again emceeing.
Once again emceeing and once again performing.
Yes, we're once again performing with the improv team there. Sadly, I don't think the Eastside Band has started back up yet. Not quite there. Hopefully we'll get there soon, probably next year, but unfortunately I'll be gone for it. Although my trumpet skills have failed me in these past couple of years anyway, because I just stopped practicing. But also, the really big thing this year, I feel, is we're finally having a school play.
Yeah, it's different, because I remember when we were in our grade 9 year, which would have been 2019, turning into 2020.
Yeah.
Feel old saying that. The Clue existed, and obviously I didn't get that. I was not cast in that year, sadly.
Sounds a bit bitter.
Not bitter at all. But you were there. You were cast as.
Yeah, and it was crazy because we were so close to being ready to go, and then COVID hit, and we just had to stop it. And Wes still. It's weird because Wes still wanted to go through with it. Like he was planning every year, trying to figure out a way to do it, and it just didn't happen until this year.
2.5 years later, here we are.
And so now we're going with Clue. Auditions are happening in the new year.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's the 10th and 12th are the auditions.
Anyway, one of them is the 12th. We know that for sure.
It's the 10th and the 12th because it's the Tuesday and the Thursday. Yes, it's the Tuesday and the Thursday. And so I think I can already see based on the sign-up sheet that we have a lot of interest in it. A lot of people are coming out. A lot of people are asking questions.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a drama class right now, and in our drama class there is a lot of people that have been talking to me specifically about it, but also to you, just because I was obviously in it when I was in grade 9. So they're like, "Oh, you know about this?" And I'm like, "I don't remember that much."
Yeah, and it's nice because when you do these plays, what tends to happen is the grade 11s and 12s kind of take all the lead roles.
Yeah.
And then the grade 9s get understudies, and the grade 10s get small characters.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, now that we have so many grade 9s and 10s auditioning people that we've never seen before, names that I don't even, that we don't recognize, and we've been in the drama circle for the last 4 years. We don't know any of these people. It's nice that they're putting themselves out there and putting their foot in the door for when we leave. You could see them in a couple of years in the same spot that we are. Speaking about the arts or being interviewed by somebody that's taking our place.
Yeah, exactly. And just one more thing about Clue. I don't think we have a full date that we're allowed to announce yet. It should be happening sometime in the spring, I believe, closer to the end of May. I just wanted to say that. So, once again, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah.
On Eastside's Twitter and Instagram, like we previously mentioned, Eastside_Ravens or Eastside Secondary. And it's something that I think everyone's going to be really excited to see happen. I think West is planning to go really big with this because over the past couple of years he hasn't been able to do anything with this. And he's really excited. Everyone else is really excited.
I mean, the costumes have just been sitting there for the last 2 years.
Well, exactly. The costumes have literally been put up in the drama room.
Going into the holidays, we finish a couple days from filming this. We go off.
Yep. 2 days from now.
2 days from now. Yeah. We go off. I didn't want to date myself here, but we go. We're gone. Christmas very soon. I think we're all.
This show's
all
coming
excited.
off. After.
Okay. But I think there's another thing that nobody that we want to talk about is New Year's resolutions.
Yes, we've been asked to talk about
them. Everybody has a New Year's resolution. Nobody actually follows it past the third month, at least.
Okay, well, we can pretend that we're going to do it. I don't even do it for the first day. Actually, half the time I don't even make one, so I'm going to make one up on the spot.
You're going to make
here.
one right now. What is your resolution for the new year?
My resolution for the new year is, I don't know, to get more sleep.
To sleep more. That is probably fair.
It's not going to happen. I can almost guarantee you of that, but I'm going to say I'm going to do it. So,
on camera, you are going to sleep more.
Yes. All right, look at me. Look at me right here. All right, my New Year's resolution, I am going to get more sleep.
I think my resolution would be, I mean, it's really simple stuff. Like, people go like, oh, I want to eat cleaner, I want to work out more, I want to sleep more, I want to do better at my job, I want to work harder, blah, 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 blah.
Basically, I want to be a better person.
I want to be a better person, but it's hard work.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to that ship, and I'm going to say that my New Year's resolution is to work out more consistently.
Just go for like a 1-minute walk every day. That's your workout.
I walk like lunch every day.
Exactly. There you go. So you already work out consistently.
I don't count that. That doesn't count.
It's a small workout, but it still counts. It's consistent. You're working something out.
We have two basic resolutions: fix your sleep schedule / get more sleep.
Yeah.
And work out more consistently.
Yeah, I think if I want to get more sleep, I'm going to have to drop out of school.
I think to get more sleep, you're going to have to go to bed earlier.
That's not an option.
Too much to do.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think we've gone on for long enough here. People have heard us ramble, said our 2 cents, basically. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here and talking.
Thanks for having me.
And it's been really great. And, well, we have a few other segments here for you, I think. But, well, it's been nice talking, and we'll see you guys around.
Welcome to Tech. This is where we make things happen. We have construction, automotive, manufacturing, and comm tech. Let's take a tour of the facilities.
once again, I am Addison Press coming at you from the Ravens TV podcast studio. And with me, I have Dorian, who was one of the performers at the coffee house we had a few weeks ago here. Now, Dorian, you did a really great job at the coffee house. You know, originally you were just planning to do one song, and then you ended up doing two. So how'd you manage to, just pull that out of thin air,
Well, as a musician, you gotta have, a couple songs that you just know how to play off the bat, whenever you need, if the need arises. And, that was one of the songs that I knew how to play just, from heart.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You never know when you're going to be at a party. There's going to be an acoustic guitar, and then someone's just going to yell, "Play Wonderwall" at you.
Exactly.
Or like this is the kind of thing where like pianists, every time they see a piano, they're like, "Oh, I can play a little something."
Yeah, you see, pianists are the worst though with that because, But I won't get into that.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the whole thing though. Like everywhere you go, there's gonna be a piano. Whereas it's kind of awkward to just be like, "Oh, it looks like I happen to have my flute on me.
Exactly. You
guys want to hear a song?"
Yeah. I play the penny whistle too a little bit to to add to the flute thing. That's the only woodwind instrument I've ever played.
May I ask why that specifically?
Cause it's a fun little
Just
thing.
mystical.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah, and so I noticed that you carry your guitar around with you everywhere. Pretty much every time I see you, you have it on you. It's literally sitting right next to you over there, protecting your baby. Is there a reason you do that, or is it just because it doesn't fit in your locker?
Currently I have two instruments at the school.
Okay.
One of them does fit in my locker, and the guitar does not. So yeah, I just carry my guitar around, and if I just have the bass, then I'll get to school, put it in my locker, then take it to where it needs to go.
Fair enough. Do you have any music classes right now with Mr. Reed?
I do. I'm taking instrumental music with him, and I'm also peer tutoring in the guitar class.
Okay, wow. So you're like basically half your day is filled with complete music there. So going back to the coffee house a little bit there, I think everyone really enjoyed your performances and everyone's performances. But it didn't seem like there was really any Blink-182 fans in the audience,
That's always unfortunate because everybody knows that Blink-182 are the best, and they have been since 1992. But it's just
it's been a long time.
It's been 1992 is when they formed.
That's 30 years.
Yeah, we weren't alive.
No, we weren't alive. We were literally half our lifetime ago, basically. Almost.
30 more than.
Yeah. Well, no, less than.
Half of 30 is 15.
We're 17. Half of 30 is 15.
So
it was 13 years before we were born.
Don't make me do math.
Sorry.
Come on.
I did the math. Don't worry. But yeah, no, you're right. And I was honestly surprised that there wasn't any Blink-182 fans because they're a really big band, And maybe there was someone who secretly enjoyed it just sitting in the corner.
Was embarrassed.
Yeah, they were just embarrassed that they were like, "Oh crap, I still like this band after 30 years."
After all this time that they've been around.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they suck, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, they have to. Most bands they just fizzle out after a couple of years. Either the lead singer dies or something.
Yeah, well, that's because the bands are good. If a band sucks and they can stay for as long as
exactly,
how long
right?
have Nickelback been around? It's like
Nickelback's still around.
They just put out more music.
What the heck?
Recently.
Well, and then there's ABBA making their comeback in 2020.
What?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
they
that
released
happened.
a whole new album, and now they're planning on doing Mamma Mia 3. I know the music scene's great right now. ABBA's back.
All dead. ABBA's back. Blink is back. Everybody's back.
Yeah, everyone's coming back. And going back to the coffee house, were you nervous at all during that?
No, not really, honestly. That sounds kind of cocky, but I just wasn't
Yeah, that's fair. You didn't seem all that nervous about it.
Well, I got there, I got to school at the beginning of the actual school day and just stayed till the end.
Yeah, you helped set up for the coffee house and everything. It was really fun to have you there. And also, you were wearing a really sharp outfit. You were wearing that black suit with the pins. It was dripped out to the max.
I just needed a red tie.
I know. All you needed was the red tie, and then you would have been freaking Billy Joe Armstrong. Would have been awesome. Unfortunately, couldn't get you a red tie. And so you've done other performances before. Obviously, you did the coffee house last year, and you've done some other things as well, I believe, just outside of school.
Yeah, I did some busking around Picton in 2020. Okay. And before then, when I went to LCVI, which is a high school in Kingston, I I did some performances there for their coffee houses and stuff like that.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I really hope that we'll get to see some more stuff from you in the future. You know, maybe some of your own songs that I know that you've been working on there, even though it's a bit more personal, maybe a bit more nerve-wracking. But next coffee house, maybe it's coming up at some point, I hope. And yeah, thank you so much for letting us interview you. It's been great. And well, we'll see you guys around.
See ya.
Well, thanks for watching the first show of 2023. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we're going to end off the show with some traditional New Year's resolutions. Mine personally is get better grades, and we'll keep them up. And what are yours?
Mine is to study harder to get those better grades.
And let's switch to the other people's now. Thanks for watching.
My name is Jaden Pierce, and for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to be spending time with my family.
My name is Ryan Lasher, and my New Year's resolution is just to get better at hockey.
My name is Colin, and my New Year's resolution is to think of a good New Year's resolution.
I'm Natalia Hidalgo, and my New Year's resolution, I think, will be improve a little bit my marks and being a better student.
Sure, have ice cream for dinner. I really don't care. I mean, I got the manual. It didn't say anything about exposed wires. It's probably safe.
Oh no, just hop on the four-wheeler, press the throttle down, let it rip. No helmets needed.
Okay, sweetie, mommy just needs 50 years away from you.
Okay, yeah, so the school told me you're sick, but what am I to do with that information?
Jessica, wait, I don't have a daughter. I don't care if you have hypothermia or not. You're the one that decided to go swimming in this weather.
I hate to tell you that you're adopted, but your new parents are gonna be here pretty soon.
Therapist! So I haven't dealt with my own trauma. How am I supposed to deal with yours?
See, that sounds like a you problem.
Sorry I haven't showed up. I actually don't plan on going to any more.
Oh my god, all you do is talk about yourself.
You know, I'm getting some bad energy from you. I think you should go fix that. So, my therapist told me I have to get rid of all the toxic people in my life, so bye.
You know, I haven't heard one single positive thing about you all from you all session. Maybe if you try deep breathing and herbal essential oils. You know, when they said lie on your resume, I didn't think it would work.
Okay, so I know this sounds bad, but I actually have my own therapist appointment in 20 minutes, so could you wrap this up?
Zookeeper! So when I say you're not